Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today I want to talk to you guys about the simple thing that every time I make an AMD video, everybody is always out there trying to prove me wrong. Well, what if I flip the script? What if I start trying to prove everybody else wrong when it comes to Nvidia? Because frankly, if we really talk about like the selling point, ray tracing, it's actually crap on everything under a 4080 Super. Absolute crap, like barely usable. Or any of the other features like DLSS, it's not perfect every time. There's problems with DLSS a lot. You get ghosting, you get other effects, you get freaking blinking textures, you get I'm going to go through and I'm going to literally comb through every single game I own and find every little tiny thing about Nvidia that I can nitpick, that I can show up when I turn on my computer and my screen start blinking and all of that stuff. How about we talk about the real Nvidia instead of you fanboys always coming to my channel to try to prove me wrong when I talk about my amazing AMD experience? Huh. I've got people telling me, "Yeah, man, I'm selling my 7900 XTX and I'm getting a 4090." Go ahead. I've got a 4080 Super. If the bugs and glitches on AMD drive you nuts, then you're going to freaking hate the 4090. You're going to hate it because it's going to have bugs and glitches and problems and all of that other stuff that literally annoys me a lot of the time. When I go to use a feature on some of the other stuff I buy and I can't even use it because Nvidia cuts corners all the time, how come nobody ever talks about this shit? They're always so, it's funny. Like everybody, it's called deflection. Okay. And this is what you do. If you know that you have issues with the product that you love and it's your best good favorite product and it just feels so good, and when you get it and you bring it home and you open it and you sniff it and blah blah blah, whatever you do with it, you cradle it and you treat it like, and you keep it all clean and all of that stuff and you baby it. Well, yeah, of course. There's nothing wrong with your baby. It's like a mother with her child. There's never a problem with her kid. It's always the other kids. Always the other kids, and always looking for a reason to blame and bug and belittle the other side or the other children on the playground. Well, that's what the Nvidia guys do, and they're so bad about it. That's how you literally know that Nvidia is absolute crap. Absolute crap. The only thing you ever hear from people that love AMD is how amazing it is. And, like they don't even really have to go after Nvidia to try to knock it down. Most people buy an AMD card and they're like, well, I might not get ray tracing. Oh, well. And then they buy it, and then by their freaking amazement, they can actually use it on the games that actually do not use or that don't take money from Nvidia to gimp on the AMD cards. It's funny that ray tracing actually works on a game like what do we get? First Descendant? You can use ray tracing on there, and lo and behold, guess what? 7900 XTX is actually like in lockstep with the 4090. Go figure. Wow, how's that even possible? I thought Nvidia was the best and the 4090 was just the most amazing card ever. That's what I don't understand. Obviously, Nvidia has shortcomings. Maybe worry about your own side before coming to my channel to nitpick my content. Obviously, AMD blows my freaking mind. Obviously. Why else would I have kept my AMD card for over a year and still continue to use it? Seriously, guys, I don't hate Nvidia. Like, I don't. There are features on Nvidia that I actually like, and it's not a bad performant card when you spend $1,200 freaking dollars for it. Heck yeah, it's going to freaking be a good card, and it's going to play your games, and you're going to get high frame rates, and you're going to actually be able to use the features that Nvidia totes. But let's be real. Let's be honest about what's going on. Do not come and try to tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to AMD. I have these screens. I look at these screens. I can clearly see the difference between AMD visuals and Nvidia visuals. And no matter, trust me, I played around with it. I've tried to get in there and set the Nvidia card up to make it look as good as my AMD card. It doesn't wow me like the AMD does. It just doesn't. And it's so much easier to get into the Adrenaline software and set things up and make it look incredible. I am hopeful. I am very hopeful that Nvidia app actually brings all that stuff together and they make new features and they really go through and like really revamp, clearly they're scared. If Nvidia was perfect and wasn't scared, why would they be making an Nvidia app? You guys spend more time trying to discredit and knock AMD down than you actually do calling out the things on Nvidia. Dude, they're literally like, seriously, guys. They tried to sell you a 4080 for $1,200 this time. $1,200 for 4080. It's barely faster than my 7900 XT. It's barely faster than my 7900 XT. They tried to sell you $1,700 4090 for a card that's barely faster than a 7900 XTX. And don't tell me that, dude. I've seen some benchmarks. I've seen some stuff that most people really stop benchmarking the AMD stuff because obviously the Nvidia cards, you know, they run with those, and then once that gets boring and starts drying up, and they start to see that, oh no, AMD's starting to pull ahead, we better start hyping up the 5090. Like, I'm catching on, guys. Like, I'm starting to really understand what's really going on. They hype you up before the new Nvidia cards. They get you so hyped that you like, oh my gosh, frantically got to run out and buy one. And then they try to keep the hype going, bashing AMD for the first year. And then when AMD actually starts showing you that, like, hey, man, we're actually just as good as or better in most of this stuff. And we can play a lot of these ray tracing games with pretty close performance to Nvidia, except for the 5 games that Nvidia paid so that they don't work on our cards. Then you start to see through that crap and it starts to make sense. And you're like, oh, wait a minute, dude. I could have bought AMD. I could have got more VRAM. I could have got better colors. I could have got better image quality. I could have got, you know, when I turn on FSR, I don't lose image quality like I do with DLSS. And I don't care what anybody says. You do. You lose image quality with DLSS that you don't lose with FSR. It's crazy. It's crazy. You can tell me I'm crazy all you want, but man, AMD has better features. Much better features. Nvidia's got the ray tracing and blah, 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 and whatever else. But AMD has some pretty dang good features that are actually a lot more usable than the shit you can't even use on the Nvidia GPU unless you spend $1,200 freaking dollars. You guys are hilarious, man. So I love seeing you guys in my comment section. It's pretty awesome. I do appreciate like the whole, you know, the conversations and everything. But dude, if you're gonna try to prove me wrong, literally go buy the exact same equipment that I got. Come and get my eyeballs and borrow them so you can see what I see, because clearly you don't see what I see. And buy the exact same equipment that I got. And check it out. And better yet, actually listen to what I'm saying and put the settings where I say instead of whatever you think looks better. Try my settings and see if there's a difference. But I know a lot of you guys say you're not going to do that because you don't like HDR or you don't like this or you don't like that. I get it. Like, I 100% get it. But if you're not going to try the stuff that I'm saying, or at least listen to me, then quit trying to prove me wrong. Quit trying to prove me wrong, because I've set these things to like the regular thing, and we can do that. We can set it to the regular thing. When I try to produce a video, or when I'm looking at it, you know, in my software settings and stuff, it's like different. Like, for some reason it doesn't like come out exactly. Maybe I need to try a different software or something like that, but I can definitely see a difference in the overall visual quality. And it sticks with me. Like, I can see that when I put something else in there and it looks distinctly different, I can tell. Like, I can tell. I don't need it sitting screen by screen to see, to remember. So, all right, my friends, if you guys like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.